You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Fashion 411, featuring the week's roundup of fashion news. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Fashion 411.
Woo! Well, hello, everyone. We are back. This is the first show of the new year.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Woo.
We missed you guys. We hope that you missed us. So much has happened in the past couple weeks. I mean, we've had engagements and on-break babies and album releases, like just so much juiciness, and we are just so excited to be back with Fashion 411. And we want to remind you guys that you can download us for free on iTunes, and please keep that coming because we are the #1 downloaded fashion podcast on iTunes, and that's all because of you, and we thank you very much for that. And we have a special guest for our first show of the new year, and we're so excited to have her. Her name is KJ Sandifer.
Hi.
Welcome. She is a beauty and hair guru, and we're going to get to know her a little bit better. But let's introduce ourselves really quickly. Miss Courtney, you go first.
As she said, I'm your girl Courtney Stewart, your regular old fashionista shopaholic, real depressed right now because Loman's is closing.
I know.
Rest in peace, Loman's. All you girls out there going to get your shop on because they about to be gone. But of course, Courtney Stewart. So glad to be back. So excited to talk fashion today.
It's a sad day in the fashion world. And I am your host, Deanna Vaughn. I'm your former fashion exec from New York City turned go-to girl about finding things on a budget. And I'd like to think that I can bring you guys the runway to the real way. So we're excited to be back, and let's just dig in. Just as Courtney said, that's like the breaking highlight news that Loman's, it's an end of an era. And if you guys know Loman's, it's fantastic shopping.
Yes.
It's kind of like a higher end, what would you say?
A higher end
Marshalls or
Ross. Yeah,
Ross.
they have their designer section that's usually quite a bit larger than like a Ross or a Marshalls, and they always have wonderful deals. You can always go when you need a quick cocktail dress. You can go when you need a good summer dress. You can go for designer jeans, and it's just.
And now just go because everything's going to be on sale.
Yes, they said 40% off of everything. 40% off the current ticket prices of everything, and if you're a member with their like little membership deal or whatever, it's an additional 10% on top of that.
So run, y'all, don't walk.
Go South Coast Plaza, and there's one in at the Beverly Center still.
Yeah,
yes, yeah. Those
Center.
are the two that I know of in the LA area.
So to get you guys started off, kick-started with this new year, I thought I would break down a few of the new wearable spring 2014 trends, and I will break down these trends like for the next couple shows and just tell you what they are and tell you where you can get them. First up, if you need a kickstart to spring, what is in are pastels, pretty pastels. So mint greens, lilacs, pinks, yellows, and it's not those Easter eggy colors that you would ordinarily think about when you think of pastels, especially when you do them in the right types of silhouettes. They're sharp, they're clean. It's kind of like a different version of white, so to say.
Exactly, it's a lot more muted, it looks.
Yeah, a lot more muted. So that's your first wearable spring 2014 trend, straight from the runway. Next up, we have boxy cropped jackets. Now, what I love so much about this trend is depending on where you live in the country, it could be snowing, like where I'm from in Ohio, or it could be 80 degrees, like, right here in LA. And what's so great about a boxy jacket is this is something that you can wear now. Yes. You can layer it with like a thin sweater. You can also, have it with pants. It doesn't need to be with the, short little skirt like we actually see here in the picture, but this is something that you can wear now if you're tired of all of those old fall clothes and dark colors. This is something that you can integrate into your wardrobe now. Next up, we have contrast collared button-down shirts. So this is another thing that you can actually wear right now. So normally we're used to seeing a collared shirt with the same color, so if you're wearing a white shirt, the collar would also be white. Well, now the whole new deal is it's going to be a contrast, so it's giving you a different like texture, just a different energy to the shirt. And again, this is something that you can actually wear now and just layer in a different way if it's cold where you are. Fourth big trend, straight from the runway, are wide-legged trousers. which
Thank you, Lord, this is back and
love
good and
it.
strong.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes, we have our dips and valleys when it comes to pants. You
Yeah.
know, like skinny jeans were around. Well, skinny jeans are
still around,
still
yeah.
around, but you know, it takes a while for the wide leg to come back into fashion, and it's finally back. And what I love so much about it, it's just so flattering for different body types. It can hide a multitude of sins.
Yes.
And again, you can wear this right now. So whether it's a wide leg denim or it's a white pant or it's a black pant, this is something that you can wear now. Also, the whole tuxedo thing is in too.
Love it.
And then finally, my most wearable trend for today are T-length skirts. Let's see that picture. Now, I think this is an interesting skirt length because it's not to the floor, so it's not maxi, and it's not like, you know, above the knee, because you know when you wear a skirt that hits you at the knee, it's like elongates the silhouette because it's like the skinniest point on you. So I think this is a trickier silhouette to wear and to pull off. I think this only well, if you're faint at heart, I wouldn't try the T-length skirt.
Or if you're terribly short, you probably should steer clear of it.
Exactly. But I just wanted to give you guys a taste of what is happening for spring 2014 in fashion. And if you're getting a little tired of wearing all the dark colors and bundling up, you can kind of start to integrate some of these new items into your wardrobe.
Oh, the T-length works in the cold. Because
Yeah,
it's cold, you throw your
it
tights
does.
on, it's a
And
little
some
bit
boots.
longer. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it.
Love
They're
it.
pairing everything with the crop top.
Yes, yes, that's also big too. That's going to be
It's
one of my trends for
still
next
big,
week.
and I
the
kinda-
whole midriff thing. So
That one I
I'm
can-
not ready for that.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of done with that, period.
Yeah.
It's never been in my book.
I'd
but
like to leave that for Rihanna to pull off. You
there-
know,
there's the cute
but-
girls that could do it. I just happen to not be one of them.
But I want to remind you guys that you can actually check out the photos that we're talking about on Instagram at BHL Fashion 411. You can also find us on BlackHollywoodLive.com to see all the pretty photos that we have up. Next up, we've got a little style scoop. Now, normally Erica, she'd be here doing our style scoop, but
that's our
she's
Erica spot.
yeah, we have an Erica spot. Ode to Erica. She's in Vegas this week for her Rally Babe clothing apparel line. So we miss you, Erica. But I thought I would actually talk about the big CES International Conference, which Black Hollywood Live, I don't know if you guys know that we were actually represented at the big CES conference. It was last week in Las Vegas. Our sister show, AfterBuzz TV, was also there. We were there. Maria Menounos was actually the ambassador of CES.
Yes.
And if you guys don't know what CES is, it's the huge electronic convention. It's in Vegas. It's been going on for about, I want to say 30 years now.
Something like that. It's been quite a while.
It's a techie and a geek's dream. I mean, the latest in technology, the latest in cell phones, in speakers, in TVs, everything that you would ever want to see is, you know, in that convention center. And boy, we saw it all.
We saw it all.
We were on our feet for a long time.
It was a lot to see if you could walk to all of
It was
it.
a lot to see. But what was interesting about CES this year, this is the first year where they bridged the whole world of entertainment and celebrity with, you know, this geek techie world. So there was a lot of celebrities there and a lot of familiar faces that we've talked about on the show who were representing their respective lines. So who do we have? Let's see here. I think Pharrell Williams is up first. So Pharrell, he is working with a company called Liquipel. And I don't know, did you go to their booth? But I went to their booth.
I did not get to see their booth.
Oh my God. Well, Liquipel, it's this new technology where instead of actually buying a cell phone case, they actually dip it in this solution, this fluid, this nanotechnology, and it completely covers your phone. It protects it from if it spills, if you drop it in the toilet, shock resistant. Amazing. Like I was begging to have this done there, and unfortunately I couldn't get it done. But Liquipel has actually collaborated with Pharrell for this new line of technology for phones, and Pharrell is a perfect person for it because he's got an eyewear line, he's got a clothing line, so you know technology obviously makes sense for him. But it was really, really cool stuff to see. And I can't wait to actually get it done on my phone. Next up, we had Mr. Nick Cannon and Monster Products. Now, one of our shows on BHL, Geek Tech Nerd, they actually interviewed Nick at CES.
Check that out, guys, online.
Yeah, you guys have to check that out. But Nick Cannon was there promoting Monster Products. He has a line of really great headphones. They're colorful, they're interesting. It's called Incredible. And Nick was there promoting his incredible headphones. That was another thing. I was just thinking I was going to walk away with a free pair of headphones with all of these different booths. I didn't walk away with anything. Oh, I was so upset.
The swag bags are not that strong at CES right now.
No. I was definitely misled. I walked away with nothing.
But the headphone thing is so huge right now. I feel like everybody has headphones and like trying to pick and choose. It's crazy.
And they've become sexy. Like they're colorful now, and they're wireless, and they have all these cool features, and they're expensive.
That's the thing. I'm like, can I just get like $10 headphones?
No, I mean these right here. I think these are $279.
Yeah.
I mean, they are not. They're not cheap. They're definitely, you know, they're targeting to the whole DJ culture.
Yeah.
But it's starting to trickle down, obviously, because there was a huge presence of it at CES. And Nick Cannon was there repping his line. And then finally at CES, we had Mr. 50 Cent, Mr. Curtis. And he was interviewed live at one of the big booths there. And it was a really interesting conversation just that they had with him. But his line is called SMS Audio. And he also invested in a new social app called Hang With. I don't know have you heard of Hang With?
I have not.
Okay, well, it's a social app, and it allows you to broadcast live for like 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 9 minutes. So he's using that as a means to reach his audience.
Oh, wow.
And it's pretty cool, and he's invested in that. But he was also at CES promoting Studio Master Sound, his line of headphones, and again, you know, he's in on the headphone craze, and it's sexy, and it's interesting, and it's cool, and it's was all
exciting.
over the place. Yeah.
Fashion-wise, I think Nick Cannons are winning for me right now, just based on the picture. But technically, I don't know which ones are better.
But
really,
it's like,
at
do
this
you wear
point.
those to the gym?
I don't, you know.
It's just too large for me.
No.
I think now headphones are becoming this new fashionable item, you know, because music
Like
is
the
so
cool
cool.
kid,
The cool
yeah.
kids, but I think there's so much out there now. You can kind of pick and choose. Like there's Beats by Dre, and then there's Monster, and then there's these, and you can just kind of tailor it to, you know, what suits you. But it's a fashion thing now. Now I see people walking around with them, you know,
because at the gym it's kind of gross to me because you're sweating and like because I have a big pair from a couple years ago when they first started making them big again, and I tried to, and I'm like, I don't want to sweat in my ears and my hair smushed on my face, and it wasn't working for me that way.
It's becoming a fashion accessory.
Walking down the street though, kids are totally on those all the time.
And I think what surprised me so much about being at CES, I was expecting a lot of just like super geeky things that I wouldn't be able to relate to, you know, just as a woman and being in fashion, but I was so wrong. There was just so much like integration with the world of fashion in that world, and they're really trying to sell it that way. You know, they're trying to make it sexy and, you know, targeting to women, and it was pretty cool.
Total indication of where we're going culturally.
I know.
It's so integrated into our world.
It really is.
Every part of us.
All right, so it's time to talk her. So we are so excited to have you here because
Thank you.
This year we want to delve more into the other, you know, notions of fashion like beauty and hair, and it's just so. First of all, I have to tell you guys how I found KJ. I'm addicted these days to these YouTube videos and going on and watching these girls and doing hair and doing product reviews, and I heard about you through a friend, and then I looked you up online. And then I started to see all these different YouTube reviews. And I'm like, I've got to reach out to this girl. Like, and just tell everybody about you and your line and how things got started.
Okay. So, kind of like Deanna, I was always passionate about hair, always wanted just to know more, and always just was always looking for ways that I could make my hair better with hair extensions. I've been wearing hair extensions for like almost 20 years now. I know I don't look it.
No.
Yeah, I've been
She was like 5.
I know, right?
right, kindergarten with extensions.
And if you guys could only see, she looks like she's about 22 in the studio. So
so my passion for extensions just turned into a business. I said, you know, I can do this. I know enough about extensions because I've been wearing them for so long. So in 2011, I just decided to put it out there. And I used YouTube, which is a great medium to meet people, connect with people, share, and learn how to do anything. So we started out with what is virgin hair extensions, and I know that's a popular term that's used now.
Now explain to, just for people who are listening who don't know what that is, explain what that means.
Okay. Virgin extensions means it's hair that has not been chemically altered in any way. And the benefit of that is that they're reusable. Because 10 years ago, basically extensions had one life cycle. You bought them, you put them in your head, and that's any form, and you tossed them. So that was like $300, $200 to $300 down the drain.
Ooh, Lord.
And yeah, I was sick and tired of doing that. So found out about virgin hair extensions and that they're reusable. You have far more longevity with them. So I knew that they were very expensive. So around 2010, are you guys familiar with Groupon?
Yeah, of
the
course.
social app. So I said, why don't we apply group buying to hair extensions? It's going to lower the price and you're able to buy more. So that's how I started with KRS Hair Group in 2011, and we applied the group buying concept to extensions. And after that was still growing, I started another line of extensions. Now, do you want me to go into that right now?
Please.
So with the group buying extension, these are wefted extensions, which means you're just sewing them in. Just regular weaves for black girls. That's what we call them, weaves. Okay. So within that time, probably 2012, I said, I want to wear my hair, which I have a good length, but it's just not full. So I said, why don't I clip in extensions? But the clip-ins that were out there were not really tailored to African American hair. It was, I would still have to flat iron my hair.
Yeah, the texture wasn't right.
The texture wasn't right. And so I'm still running into the problem of breakage,
Yes.
which I don't want. And around that time, the whole natural hair was around. Like Courtney's rocking her natural hair, which is awesome.
Registration's 2004.
I wish I had the courage to do my natural hair, but anyways, we'll talk about that later.
That's another whole conversation.
I know it's definitely not for everybody, and I really wanted to get into a conversation
Right.
about natural hair because I think it's the whole natural hair explosion within the Black community has just been huge.
Right.
And I think we like to call it creamy crack.
You're gonna have to
But-
explain that to the listeners.
All right, listeners.
Creamy crack.
For those who don't know, we call it creamy crack, but it's called a relaxer. And for years upon years, Black women have used relaxers to straighten the natural texture of our hair, so it appears to be more straighter
and manageable.
Straighter and manageable, exactly. But it's just not always healthy for your hair,
Right.
And it just because I wore relaxers for years, I don't wear relaxers anymore. But it's interesting because now we're just in this world where extensions are so mainstream because not only are Black women doing it, but all women are doing
Right.
it. So I feel like now hair has become this accessory,
Right.
and not this thing to be like
Trying to pretend.
trying to
Right.
pretend,
Yes.
you know. So, but yes, please continue.
So with the clip-ins, I said there's got to be a way that it matches my texture. And if I want to wear my hair naturally, without applying any heat, or if I want to put the heat to make it a little bit more relaxed. So I just worked with my supplier and said, I need a clip-in that matches Black hair. And that's where it started. And in October of 2013 is when we launched the clip-ins, and it just exploded. And that's how Deanna found me, and that's how I'm here today.
So, what was the process in you just working with your manufacturer to even be able to mimic, our natural hair texture?
Well, they actually had this technology to make it like African American hair for years, but that wasn't really popular. So
Everybody
it
wanted
was
the straight,
yes,
yeah.
no one ever was really searching for that, because even when I searched for it, I didn't find anything. I could find clip-ins, but it was either curly or straight, and Black curly is not the curly that the
Yes.
clip-ins were coming in.
Right.
So I knew that I had to have the correct amount of hair with the clip-ins because our hair is so much fuller when it's natural. We can't have the same amount of hair that's applied to Caucasian. They can have less amount of hair and it can still be full.
Right.
To where we actually need more hair on the clip-in with the texture to make it look fuller when we straighten it. So that was the manufacturing part. I'm not going to get totally in.
That's your trade secret.
Right.
So okay, so are the natural clip-ins synthetic hair that's made, like, processed a different way? Is it the virgin hair that they just process a different way? What kind of hair actually is it?
Right. And great question, because our clip-ins are different from any other clip-in on the market because it's still virgin. It's like, well, you can't really be almost virgin, but it is almost, it's like semi-virgin hair extensions because what we use is you steam in the pattern. It's very similar to when you
steam in the hair texture? Is that what you mean?
You steam in the hair texture. It's very similar to when, like, let's go back to the 90s when you would get your hair braided with synthetic hair and you would dip your braids.
Yeah.
And you could dip them straight. You could dip them curly. If you braided them up, you would get a pattern in your braids. So that's the same thing is applied to human hair. And our clip-ins are human hair. I love synthetic, but I don't deal with synthetic.
Wow.
Fascinating. I need some clip-ins.
I know.
Because I want mine so big, and I'm excited.
So has this just exploded? Like, are you just celebrity stylists, like, just in demand? Because I haven't heard of anything like this. I haven't heard of a product that's going to mimic our natural hair, you know, that you can just
And I've actually also looked, because I'm just like, I want like a huge fro, like sometimes, but I don't always want to have to wear a wig to do that.
Right.
And I could never find clip-ins, and I just thought they maybe had to exist because you see all these cool fros. I'm like, everybody fro is not that perfect. Like, it is just not the case. So I just thought it wasn't accessible to the regular folks. And
you know what? My latest product, which is coming out the beginning of February, will work best for you with your afro. It's going to be a half wig. So you don't even have to take the time with the pieces. You'll just have one piece, put it in the middle, and your fro
will float around it.
Right.
Wow.
There you go.
This is crazy.
Y'all gonna see me walking down the street.
So
a whole new fro.
I pulled a couple pictures. Let's see. Some celeb natural hair looks. Who do we have up first? So top we've got Miss Solange, Tiana Paris. Who else? That's Esmeralda Spalding, and then Tracy Ellis Ross. So what do you think lately about now, like the natural hair revolution, I'll call it, is just spilling over into the celebrity world?
I think they're just mimicking society. I love that they all are. I think Solange was really one of the first ones to do the big chop. She cut her hair off and said,
now
I'm
explain
not
to everybody what big chop means.
Big chop is for women that have been addicted to the creamy crack. And their hair is basically just broke down. They still have length.
It's two different textures.
Yeah. And so they just say, I need to start completely, totally over. And you cut your hair to about 2 to 3 inches. So that's really a little fro, almost.
It's a baby fade.
Yeah, a baby fade.
And let's the next slide. Let's see. So we've got Miss Lupita Nyong'o, Viola Davis, Chrisette Michelle, and then Jill Scott. And these are, again, just other looks for natural hair because it runs such a large continuum of what it can look like, you know?
Right.
You can do like the big hair, or then you can have shorter looks.
Right. And 10 years ago, just 2004, none of these women would have been on the red carpet.
None of them would have done that.
None.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because I remember because I cut mine in 2004, shaved it off all the way down.
Did
I
you?
was the only person around. I didn't know the
Well,
whole
you should have
product
submitted some
movement,
pictures.
products. And mine came out of sheer, like, I moved to California. I didn't have a hairstylist. I like to keep my hair short, but I didn't have anybody that was a good person that could really cut hair. And I was like, I was tired of it. So I was like, fine, I'll just go natural. Just shaved it off and went natural. So it's crazy how much it's expanded since then, and how much more is available, and the information that's available online, and like it's so much more accessible than it was when I did it.
Now, what do you guys think about like a lot of celebrities who, you know, they're wearing weaves, they're wearing wigs, but you know, they have all this natural hair underneath because there's so many different schools of thought to it. And I know there's the whole protective styling, and for just to explain, that means, you know, you're putting your hair in a style so you're not, you know, touching it with heat and doing a lot of damage to it. So that's what a protective style is. Like in this next slides, these are a couple celebrities showing their real hair. So celebrities that we never even knew what was underneath, but now they're starting to come out. So up top is Brandy, and then this is Taraji P. Henson. Who would have known that she had all this hair?
I know.
Look at all her hair. And then there's Yandy Smith from Love and Hip Hop, and then at the very bottom it's Gabrielle Union. So, like, do we think it's just a matter of choice, you know, just them covering it up if they choose to, or?
Well, yeah, and I think they really need to wear wigs because the amount of time that they're sitting in hair and makeup, they're going to have to do a big chop. And they don't want to do a big chop. They want to keep their hair. And the funny thing about Taraji is I was watching... This was before I launched the clip-ins. She was on Wendy Williams one day, and Wendy always asks when you sit down, like, "Are you wearing weave? Are you wearing a wig?"
Yeah.
And I love that about Wendy. And Wendy was like, "I can't really tell." She was like, "Because this feels like your texture." And Taraji was like, "Oh, I can't do the Brazilian hair, the Indian hair." She said, "I need something that is like my real texture." And that really was like, for me, it was like, aha. I have to
You've got
launch
something.
these clip-ins.
You've got something.
I have to do it. So every time I see Taraji, I always think about that.
Wow.
It is true.
You definitely hit on something, you know, because just like you said, the hair has always existed. It's always been out there, but it hasn't been in demand because, you know, this whole natural hair movement, just nobody was talking about it, you know. At the same time, though, like my sister went natural maybe like 2 years ago, and my sister had gorgeous, relaxed hair. She took care of it, you know, was trimmed properly, beautiful hair. And just because of all the hype, she decided to go natural. Now that she's natural, her hair is dry and brittle, and because she didn't realize how much work.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of work that goes into it, and I don't think that it's for everybody.
Right.
You know,
the
what are your
apple
thoughts on that?
cider vinegar rinses. I'm sure you've done those. All those.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot of work.
And it's funny that you say that because in my initial chop, when all this information wasn't out there, I thought I was just going to go natural, get some hair grease, and I was going to be fine.
Right.
And I literally would like just wet my hair every day because that would curl it up and then go about my business. But it was breaking off quickly because it was so dry all the time. So it's such a constant battle of trying to keep it moisturized and keeping it conditioned and all that stuff. So it's some work, but it is worth it if you do it.
Yeah, I think for people, you know, who are like, oh, should I go natural or I think you should do it because you want to do it and you've researched it and you've thought about it. But like in the case of my sister, she just did it because of all the hype, you know. Oh, I'm like, well, why, you know? And now it's a lot more work than she ever thought, you know.
Get a couple wigs and it's all good because I am all for throwing a wig on it. Even, I mean, like these ladies have to do for being on camera and whatnot. Get a wig. There's nothing to be ashamed of anymore. Like, do what you have to do to make it work and protect your own hair. But the whole getting away from the creamy crack, I will take that position. Get away from the creamy crack. That's just for health reasons. Not about, girl, you can press your hair if you want it straight. Like, it'll take some work, but you can train your hair to be straight from pressing it. But stay away from the relaxers if you can.
I know.
Yeah.
That's just
Do you have any natural hair icons? Like people you're like, oh my gosh, I follow what she does. I love it. Anybody?
See, I'm not really one of those. So to answer the question, no. I think it's kind of like, well, this is fashion 411. It depends on your style. And hair goes with what outfit you're wearing. It just depends. And for me, my style isn't really the natural look, but I admire people that do it. I just am not that girl.
I agree.
Do you guys think, though, that this is a trend, or has it been around now long enough that it's going to be something that we finally sort of embraced as it's actually okay to just wear your hair and it'll stay around? Unlike, I mean, obviously we had the whole Afro movement that came along after the Civil Rights era in the 70s, but that faded away and then Jerry curls came, but we won't talk about that.
I actually saw one of those like a couple days ago.
Honey.
I think it's actually here to stay. I do. And when you see more and more like celebs like showing like their real hair, I think it makes the average everyday woman, you know, figure, okay, well, if she can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was reading somewhere that relaxer sales were down like 40%, you know?
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, somebody is up.
Yeah, yeah. Relaxer sales are down, but just going to the store and looking in, you know, the hair care aisle, you can see instead of relaxers, you're finding more and more, you know, natural products. You're finding more products that just, you know, for natural hair that are affordable. 'Cause that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Some of those products, like Jesus.
Yeah, a lot of them are expensive.
Break
But
the bank.
I think this isn't just a trend. I think it will be here to stay because the information on how to take care of your hair, there's so much out there now. And if we go back to the 70s and 80s, we didn't have internet. Now you can find out, what do I do if I take my weave out? How should I condition my hair? How should I comb it out? You know, all these, you have all the information out there. So I think it's here to stay. And with extensions now, it doesn't look like extensions.
I know.
Like it used to be in the early 90s. It's like, okay, I know you have a weave.
I know, because you would see like one texture would be on the top, and then another would be like super like
Bone straight.
you know, bone straight, like, and it's just like, who do you think you're fooling?
Right. So yeah, I think it's here. I think it's here to stay. Plus, you know, people like doing what celebrities do, and if we see them always switching, like Brandy loves wigs. That's all she wears is wigs, and I love her wigs. So, and then now that you see that she has all that hair under, people are like, oh, I can do that too.
Exactly. Because I think the myth used to be, okay, well, if you wore a weave or if you wore a wig, it means you have nothing. You've got
Right.
no
No
hair
hair.
underneath.
Right.
You've got, you know, 2 spoonfuls of hair. But now we know that that's not the case.
Right.
You know, it's people are doing it, you know, to protect their hair and use it as an accessory. So now for your line, do you market exclusively to African American women, or do you have hair of different textures for different types of
The
people?
wefted hair, which is the hair that you sew in for a traditional weave, anyone can wear that. So that's across all ethnicities. But the clip-ins are specifically for African Americans.
Got it. I would venture to say, are you like one of the first people to have clip-ins for natural hair?
I think so.
I'm
That's
sure she's like one of the only.
that is fantastic.
Because we get emails all the time saying, "Oh my gosh, these clip-ins look just like my hair."
And you're
I'm
like, I know.
That was the plan.
Oh, exactly. They look just like your hair. So, you know, over time, I may open it out to having clip-ins for other ethnic hair, but other ethnicities. But really, I don't see the need for it.
Because they're already out there.
Yeah.
Because they're already out there, and Black women spend far more than any other race on hair. Even though everyone else is wearing extensions, we still spend like 8 times what they spend on hair. Because some of my customers are addicted to hair extensions.
Yeah.
Like every 3 months I get an email, I'm buying again, here I am again. And where, you know, someone from a different culture, they just do it for, usually it's if they have an event. If they're
special
going
thing,
somewhere,
yeah.
I want my hair to be longer, I'm taking pictures. With Black women, this is every day.
is true.
Everyday thing.
That's true. Yeah, good point. Wow. So you said you are going to have some new products in February, half wigs. What else is on the horizon for you?
Half wigs and clip-in bangs.
Oh.
Those are so good.
Clip and
Love it.
bangs.
Like you can put your hair in a bun
Yes.
and then just do the bangs.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's completely like concealed. You can't see anything.
Right.
Yes.
You can't see anything.
Wow.
And clip-in bangs have been out for years, but they were only for
Yes.
Our European
Because
brothers
I
and
bought
sisters.
some. Because I bought one and I was like, okay, maybe I can make it work. No, it did not work.
didn't work.
The contrast was too much. Yeah.
Yeah, the only way it worked is if you wore a beanie. Have you seen those looks?
Yes.
You have the bangs with the beanie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then put your earrings on and it's
Yeah.
cute.
Oh, God. The things we do for beauty.
Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. Now, are you doing any collaborations with some of these YouTube gurus?
Yes.
Any you can talk about?
With, the majority of them are in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The hair capital of blackness.
So I'm actually going to
addicted.
Atlanta next month
Oh,
for
wow.
the Bronner Brothers
Yeah.
hair
Yeah,
show.
the hair show, hometown baby.
We met Mr. Bronner at CES. He came by our booth, have his
wow.
card. Yeah, he was
What? How is he there?
You know what? It makes sense that he needs to be on
stays
top
on top of everything.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going in February just because this is going to be my first time at this huge hair show. So hopefully in August is when they do their mid-year, and I plan to be a vendor there.
Good for you.
Girl, you are gonna sell. Like, you'll be like, what?
You're not going to know what hit you because you it's
I know.
amazing. It's really amazing. Like I said, I found you just because somebody just happened. Have you heard of this? And then I went to go find you on Instagram and then I went to your website. I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
Wow. Well, now where can people find you?
They can find the clip-ins on krshairgroup.com. Again, krshairgroup.com. You can find us on Facebook, our Facebook fan page. Just type in KRS Hair Group, and we're also on Instagram under KRS Hair Group. And you can tweet me, KJ from KRS Hair on Twitter.
We might have to
I'm
add
gonna
a
be
little.
blowing it up, girl.
We might have to add a little link on Black Hollywood Live so it can take people directly to your site because that's just I was so impressed when I read about you. Just the fact that you just out of need you didn't find what you were looking for in the market, so you just made it your own business to create it and become an entrepreneur and just fill a void in the market that you didn't find. And to me, that's just.
Huge.
It's huge.
It's a huge void.
Thank you.
It's huge because the black hair, business and market, unfortunately, it's not owned by a lot of, black people.
Right.
So I just, hats off to you for finding that
Thank
void
you.
and just doing it and
Thank
not,
you.
being held back.
Look at that, girls.
You should be very proud and, that's really great. And it's nice to support
you.
someone like that.
it up.
So
Thank you.
keep it up.
We look forward to it.
We do. All right. So it's time for one of our favorite segments of the show. Are you ready, Courtney?
Yes, we
Take it away.
have a lot of hot or hot mess this week because we're going to cover some awards and some life going on since it's the first of the year. We're going to start out. The Golden Globes happened last weekend. 12 Years a Slave won. Congratulations. Some other people didn't win that I thought should have, but that's not what we're talking about. So let's pull up our first set of pictures here. We have 4 lovely ladies. We have first up Zoe Saldana wearing Prabal Gurung. She's wearing that T-length sort of length of a dress. It is a column dress with an off-the-shoulder strap. It's very Prabal because it's very patterned and piecey puzzle kind of looking. Embellished and delicate lace at the bottom. I actually think it's somewhat beautiful and somewhat weird. So hot or hot mess, ladies, what do you think?
I mean, I'm with you. I do think it's beautiful, but it just, I don't like it on her. I've just, it looks a little sloppy to me. And maybe it's because of the shoulder straps hanging down the way they are. It's just, I don't know where to focus. There's just too much going on for me. I think it's a hot mess.
All right, Miss
Hey,
KJ,
Jay.
what do you think?
When you say sloppy, I see the sloppiness at the bottom, the lace part. I think that is lace.
Yes, it is lace.
So I say hot mess.
Sorry, Zoe.
Yeah, I have to. I didn't want to because I feel like it's very like ballerina delicate and it works for her, but that shoulder strap thing did not make any sense at all.
No.
I actually don't like the shoe she picked with it, even though it's just like a pointy toe, like neutral pump, whatever. Sorry, girl. Hot mess. It didn't work. Second up, we have the lovely Miss Kerry Washington from Scandal. She looks interesting in a Balenciaga dress, and of course she is expecting, and apparently expecting very soon because that belly popped right on out.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a V-neck with a little like encrusted brooch at the bust line and this like flap away thing across her belly that I just.
Okay, you
We
don't
already
like
know how
I'm
you
sorry.
feel. Just
Can I just
explaining
say,
it.
I was so disappointed in this outfit. I can't even tell you. Like I was just like, you're the cutest little somebody body ever,
I
and you're the
know.
cutest little pregnant lady ever, and you literally look like you went to pee in a pod and got a dress to wear to the Golden Globes, because that does not look like Balenciaga to me at all.
It looks very matronly. And just to hear you say brooch, like brooch is such a like old term. Yeah, she looks really matronly. And I feel like, yeah, you're right. She's cute. She's been on the face of so many magazines. And I don't think pregnancy could stop her from, rocking something really, really just fun or colorful. She's a little washed out, and she looks kind of like somebody's mama.
Yes.
Well, she's gonna be somebody's mama, but yeah. What do you think, KJ?
I don't see this one as hot mess.
Really?
I liked it, because what really do pregnant girls get to have compared to some other pregnant red carpet? I think Carrie's up there.
I will say this one thing.
What?
We don't have a picture of it, but Miss Olivia Wilde was pregnant on the red carpet.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry,
She looked good.
that only made Kerry Washington look that much more
really
like somebody's
good.
grandmama's
In fact, I wish I
outfit.
could find
Like
a
that looks
picture.
like some like old lady's dress, like going to the wedding, like
Yeah,
the mother of
Mother
the
of the
bride
Bride.
type dress to
Yeah,
me.
I think she just looks really matronly.
Well, yeah, but Carrie is always a little bit on the conservative side
Yes.
with her clothing. So she just...
But she's usually cute.
Yeah. Sorry, Carrie.
Well, we got one hot
Yeah,
out of that.
one.
We
Carrie
won't try to.
was
We're like
hot.
trying to talk you down. All right, next up we have the lovely Miss Lupita Nyong'o, and she was wearing Ralph Lauren, rocking some Grace Jones hair, and I was in love, but I wasn't 100% in love. What do you guys think?
I was 100% in love. She just looked striking.
So striking.
Just seeing it actually, on the big screen, just the hair, the makeup, like she wore the perfect color. I thought she looked beautiful.
Yeah, I'm totally hot. The only thing I didn't like was it's like a cape.
Cape. Yes,
Yeah.
it's the caped dress.
And
that left that
I
off.
would have preferred sleeves.
Okay. All
I can
right.
see that. And along with that problem with the cape, my problem with the cape is that Gwyneth Paltrow did it, and I think Lupita is like way cooler than Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh.
And the fact that it's almost the exact dress that Gwyneth Paltrow wore like a couple years ago in white, I just can't. That is why I have a problem with Lupita.
Well, she
But
is the
she
woman
was
of the
gorgeous.
But was it
Yeah.
the same designer?
Yes, it was Ralph Lauren.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it was
so
the same.
it's like
yeah.
Ooh.
has been.
So
I'm pretty sure.
recycled.
I'm not going to say that's for
Right.
certain. I need to confirm that, but it
Oh.
was I'm pretty sure it was the same one, but it was close.
Oh,
But either
interesting.
way, it was way too similar to that look to not, like, because everybody's like, just like Gwyneth Paltrow wore blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh man, she is way cooler than that.
Yeah.
And she's so gorgeous. And
Yeah.
that was my disappointment in that.
She's
But
also the new face of Miu Miu.
Mew, yes, she
Yeah,
is. And she
so-
looks darn good. That girl's getting it in everywhere right now, and that's good for her.
I'm rooting for her for that Oscar.
For sure.
We'll see.
Yeah, because she got robbed at the Globes. Yep, I said it. Next up, we have one of our favorites here at Fashion 411, Miss Paula Patton. She was wearing Stephane Roland Couture, and it was a long, white, long column dress with a very large side ruffle that attacked her face and ran down her whole body side.
She looked like she got swallowed by a big like wave. And in fact, I heard some of the commentary about her dress, the night, and it just was not good. She looks very unbalanced, like she's gonna like lean over, and I don't know what she was.
I don't like the white shoes with it.
what was
Yeah.
It was
that?
like, you could have added something
pop
else.
of color.
Yeah, and it was just like platform. No.
Bad.
No.
And I was so confused because I'm like, I saw they did the split screen with the dress on the runway. Amazing.
Night and day.
Like amazing. And everybody's like, oh, they should have tailored it down around her face or something. And I'm like, I don't know if that would have helped. But even her makeup and her hair, like she looked like she was washed out into another color, and then they put on some heavy eyebrows for her, and then the heavy earring. They were doing everything and the most to put this look together. So she overdid it in every way. and
Not
I'm
flattering.
sad.
Not flattering at all.
Sorry, boo, but you didn't work
Sorry,
it
Paula.
out that well. So that was pretty much the red carpet from our perspective. But because everybody talks about the red carpet, we want to talk about some of the after parties. So one of the big after parties was the In Style after party that quite a few people attended. First up, we have Miss Megan Good, who was rocking Pamela Rowland Spring 2014 pantsuit bustier in white. And she looked pretty cute.
I mean, I think she's got all the spring 2014 trends covered. She's got the midriff, she's got the wide leg trouser, and it's white. So she definitely was trying to make a statement there. I don't know. She just For Megan Good, I think she's a lot more covered up than she normally is.
That is true.
And she
That's
doesn't look
a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She likes
She
boobs.
does the plunge.
She likes
boobs.
neckline,
She
but-
likes showing off some skin.
She like breastises.
She just looks a little uncomfortable to me. I don't know why. I don't know.
I think she should be past that phase in fashion in her life. Because that just looks like, okay, Rihanna would wear that.
Exactly.
It's like, Megan, you need to upgrade.
Yeah.
You're a preacher's
totally
wife.
agree.
Right, you're
But-
like,
And I know she gets upset when
She
people say
does.
that. Like I don't expect you to not be sexy because you're a preacher's wife, because obviously he married you and he's fine with it.
Right.
So that's between y'all. But this when I saw it first come up, first of all, I thought it was Left Eye, and I thought it was from like 1996, and I was just like, oh, that doesn't. It didn't read very modern, even though it's sort of hitting the trend. Like
Yeah.
something read very childish and 90s about it to me, and it didn't.
Yeah.
work
Yeah, a
for me.
quick glance, that does look like it could be Left Eye.
yeah, when you say that, like, wasn't that, you're talking about Left Eye when they were at the Grammys?
Yeah. And
So
how many
you're
years
right.
ago was that?
Okay, exactly.
Wow.
Well, not a hot mess, but not
Yeah,
like
not hot.
Like,
It's
whatever.
just inappropriate.
I love the way she says that.
It just didn't work, girl. You're like at the install party. You could have done better, especially
Yeah.
because you were in a real hot movie. Anchorman is still making money. Like
Yeah.
you could have done better. All right, next up we have the lovely Retta, who I adore, from Parks and Recreation, and she's wearing this plunging black dress with a heavy black waistband, and it's an embellished floral detailed skirt.
Why did they take this shot of her with her mouth open like
Well,
that?
this
That's
was
all I
funny.
want to know.
I tried really hard to find a picture where she was not like all the time, but she was that way pretty much the whole red carpet apparently, and that's what they snapped. So I felt bad.
wow.
But I did want to show her because she's not someone we often see on the red carpet.
Yeah, this is
she had
true.
actually just been on the Wendy show last week talking about having to be on the red carpet, being a plus size sort of woman, and being one of the not so famous people, but somebody that we constantly see on television because she's on our TVs every week. And it was just interesting to see what she decided to wear on the red carpet. And that's what it was.
I thought that was Sean Combs' mother.
Oh,
that was
kidding.
it.
oh.
From my angle,
That was-
I
I
thought
could
that
see
was
that.
her.
But she missing a white wig. She always wears that white wig. That
she
white,
wears that
Blonde.
blondish
or yeah, that blonde.
kind of.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
wow.
I'm not familiar with her,
It's
unfortunately.
okay. It's totally fine. But I'm glad you bring up the blonde thing. Let's talk. Ladies, brown ladies,
Break it down, Courtney. Break it down.
look, I've been through my blonde phase too. I get it. But like, it doesn't look complimentary all the time. And in this
Yeah.
case, I don't think it looks complimentary at all. And I understand it's difficult with larger busts. Perhaps plunging necklines not the best way to go, but I will say someone who has a very large bust that gives us cleavage on a regular basis, but it always looks lifted and perky and exciting, Miss Bevy Smith.
Yeah.
Look at her
yeah.
as an example, and that was my biggest complaint because I think silhouette-wise on this dress, she's a plus-size woman. It has the waistband.
Yeah, she's nipping her
She's
in,
nipping
right.
her
Her
waist.
smallest-
A nice V-neck would have been nice, but I
Right.
think that some of the other pictures, this one doesn't show it as well. The boobs looked uneven. One looks like a nipple was gonna pop out at any second. Like, you gotta fix the boobies and tame them neatly and put them in the right undergarments. And
It just looks
blonde
like
is
she
not
could
the
have
best
gone for
idea.
a larger size. If she had a bigger size, everything, because yeah, she's got that little cummerbund. It's nipping in her
Yes.
waist. You know, she's wearing a nice neckline, but she needed bigger size.
Bigger
I
size.
think the wide leg pant would have been better if she would have swapped with Megan.
She could have put some pants. That would
yeah.
have been a cool idea.
Yeah.
Would have looked better.
Who's your stylist, Retta? You need to call them. Okay, next up we have the lovely Kat Graham, and she is again rocking this wear my drawers in a sheer skirt over the top
Yeah, I'm so
outfit.
tired
It's
of
a
that
see-through
look.
halter gown with nude undies, and I don't know if she had like a full nude thing going up to the boobies because we see boob line. So
I'm just so tired of that look.
Doesn't this just scream like "Thank you, Miley Cyrus," but no thanks?
It's
Like
just,
that's what
It's
it
not
says
hot.
to me.
it
yeah.
just looks so cheap to me. You know, it just looks like, she last minute went to the $10 store, Cachet, whatever, and just
she said
Picked
cachet,
it
y'all.
up.
She went to cachet.
it just
Doesn't
looks,
work.
No, it just looks cheap.
Well, I will say for Kat, it does look cheap to me just because I guess I'm old school and I just have not found anybody that's wearing their underwear and I can see it that I liked yet. But I will say for her, I think it fits her well. it's a little bit longer than I think it should be, but I think it, like, the bodice fits very well. And that's all I have for you, Kat. You tried. Next up, maybe this will be more exciting.
Perhaps.
Diddy also threw a party at the Golden Globes after he got shaded hardcore on stage by Bono. So he hosted a Golden Globes after party also at One Oak, LA, which is apparently opening. It's a new nightclub that's opening that's taking the place of the Key Club.
Yep.
And so Diddy had his sexy little date with him, and his girl, Cassie, was rocking a black and gold Michael Costello, like, mermaid style, peplum structured V plunging. Everything was going on this dress.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Everything was happening on this dress.
I saw a couple shots of her, and even though it's busy, she wore it well. I think she wore it really well. She's just, she's a pretty girl. I don't know if many others could pull it off, but I think she wore it well. But it was just a lot going on. You got the high slit, it looks like a little gold lame, plus you have the peplum, you've got the deep plunging V.
Double ruffles on the bottom.
Yeah, it was a lot going on.
But she actually looks tall, which I don't know or didn't think she was all that tall, but she looked fairly tall
Yeah,
in
she
that
was
dress.
elongated.
Because I
Yeah.
didn't recognize her when I first saw the picture. I was like, who is Diddy with? And they were like,
Yeah.
Cassie. I was like, that is not Cassie.
Yeah.
But
Because she's not a friend of mine used to be her publicist, and I've seen her before. She's not that tall.
yeah, I would think
Yeah.
she's fairly petite, but
Yeah,
I mean,
she's little.
She rocked it some kind of way.
Yeah.
Go Michael Costello, because he's been able to get dresses on quite a few people
Yeah,
recently.
he's really popular.
Yes, he's
Extremely
very popular. All right, and last but not least, I had to pull up Miss Cynthia Bailey.
Oh, I love
I
her.
did not know that was her.
Just because she's always giving a face.
And
she
different
got
hair.
a brown wig on this time, y'all. And she was partying at Diddy's place. Everybody cracked jokes online about how did she get invited, because she was taking lots of pictures with Sanaa Lathan, which was hilarious. But she was obviously having a great time, because a lot of pictures were her just like throwing it up, tossing it back, having a great time. And she had on this short navy blue belted dress with a plunging neckline, and she looked adorable, I thought. And
I think
was
she
getting
looks
her
great.
party on.
She pulls herself together very well. And she's
47, I think?
yeah, she's approaching 50. I think she looks amazing.
Yeah, she looks
Amazing.
really good.
She looks good. So they got their party on, and Diddy did it right. So finally, for Hot or Hot Mess, we just want to throw a couple pictures up from social media of some ladies that are popping off big time in 2014 in their professional lives, but also style-wise. These are some women that I think we're going to be looking at for quite some time. First up, we have in the top corner is Sashir Zameda, who is the new black girl on Saturday Night Live, y'all. They finally hired
They
one.
announced her.
Praise the Lord.
Yay!
I believe she is on for the first time this weekend, or she might have been on for the first time. I don't even know what today is. What is today? The 15th? 16th?
Today's the 17th.
Okay, so I think she's on for the first time this weekend. So check her out. She's another one of our natural girls. She's kind of cut off in our picture right here, but she's a natural sister, brown skin, comedian, has a very eclectic style. She's from Brooklyn. She's going to be an interesting woman to watch as we continue to see her sort of get more out in the public eye and doing some Cosmos and what have you magazines, because people are all excited because there's a black girl on SNL. Down in the bottom corner, we have Miss Issa Rae. And she, for those of you who do not know, is she's the star of, the writer and producer of The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl, which has been a web series
the web
online
series.
for quite some time. And because she's pimping it big time in 2014, she has a deal with HBO, and she is currently working on a series for HBO.
Good for her.
So,
that web series was really popular.
The web series is very
Yeah.
popular. She worked on it for a few years, and now she's got a deal with HBO, and she's doing big things. Another sister, rocking a natural, and a very close natural, because she's kept hers very close for quite some time. And last but not least, Miss Tiana Paris, who we actually saw for one of the hair pictures a little bit earlier. She's posing for a magazine in this picture here, but she can be found at Sundance right now. She has a movie that she's in called Dear White People. I think it's going to be amazing, and people are going to be shocked. But and she's also known for being the only black chick on Mad Men right now. So Mad Men will be coming back for season 7, and she's sort of making her rounds because she now, she has a movie with Sundance, and she's sort of getting out there a little bit more. So she was on the red carpets for the Emmys last year, and I think we're going to start to see a little bit more of her.
All right.
So,
I like this
that's
little
awesome.
style watch.
Style watch, keep your
Yes.
eyes open, see what they're doing and what we got coming.
Very nice. Well, that's it, y'all.
That's it.
That is our show. I'm so happy that you were able to join us today.
Thank you for inviting me. It was
I
fun.
know you're gonna have to come back because
Yeah,
I mean
we got to try some hair.
Yes, we've been wanting to talk hair for so long, and I'm so happy that I've discovered you, and keep doing what you're doing. Please let everybody know where they can find you.
KRSHairGroup.com. Again, KRSHairGroup.com.
Courtney, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stuart Starlet.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at It's Me, Deanna V. And we want to thank you for tuning in for our first show of the new year. And be sure to check back with us next Friday for more fashion and style and fun and hot messes. All right, guys. Thank you.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.